Well, good morning, everyone. My name is Mighty Stream, and I am going to do your January the 8th, just for today, in a meditation. You can reach me at recoveryofhope21@gmail.com. Okay, the title of the meditation is Growing Up. Our spiritual condition is the basis for a successful recovery that offers unlimited growth. That is taken from the basic text, page 44. When our members celebrate their recovery anniversaries, they often say that they've grown up in NA. Well, then we think, what does that mean? We start to wonder if we're grown-ups yet. We check our lives, and yes, all the trappings of adulthood are there: the checkbook, the children, the job, the responsibilities. On the inside, though, we often feel like children. We're still confused by life much of the time. We don't always know how to act. We sometimes wonder whether we're really grown-ups at all, or whether we're children who've somehow been put into adult bodies and given adult responsibilities. Growth is not best measured by physical age or levels of responsibility. Our best measure of growth is our spiritual condition, the basis of our recovery. If we're still depending on people, places, and things to provide our inner satisfaction, like a child depending on his parents for everything, we do indeed have some growing to do. But if we stand secure on the foundation of our spiritual condition, considering its maintenance our most important responsibility, we can claim maturity. Upon that foundation, our opportunities for growth are limitless. Just for today, the measure of my maturity is the extent to which I take responsibility for the maintenance of my spiritual condition. Today, this will be my highest priority. Let's take a moment of silence, followed by the we version of the Serenity Prayer. Moment of silence now, please. God, grant us the serenity to accept the things we cannot change, the courage to change the things that we can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Just for today, please and thank you. What a wonderful topic. What a wonderful way to explain maturity. We're talking about growing up, and a lot of people do say that when they're expounding on their experience with NA and celebrating anniversaries. I grew up in Narcotics Anonymous, or you people grew me up, and you wonder, am I grown up? Can I say that? Yeah, you can. If what you found at the beginning of your experience with Narcotics Anonymous was a spoiled, childlike individual that used people, places, and things to bring comfort, basically manipulate others to get what you wanted so that you could have that self gratification at a drop of a hat. And you find today that you no longer do that, you've grown up. uh, Newsflash, you've matured in Narcotics Anonymous. And that's a beautiful thing. That maturity in Narcotics Anonymous has absolutely nothing to do with your age. And it has absolutely nothing to do with the outward fixings of being an adult. You have very wealthy people in Narcotics Anonymous, very flashy people, like some of these major conventions going on right now in Connecticut, in Chicago. You will see a lot of flash, right? But the things that your eyes are seeing have absolutely nothing to do with the inside person that is wearing all of those flashy items. Much of the time, we're just dressed up garbage cans. And we can change that script anytime we want to. We can change it anytime we want to and become more intentional about where our joy and our peace and our happiness comes from. And if that's the case for you, if that is the case that you have switched from the outsides to the insides and you have begun to take care of your inner person, your inner well being, you've grown up in Narcotics Anonymous. It's very, very hard to resist meeting flashy for flashy. I found myself go to conventions and usually have a little small heel, not too high. The doctor told me never to wear anything over 2 inches. So, you know, a lot of times I don't have a very high heel on. And I'm definitely not a person that wears form fitting clothing, and I don't wear a lot of jewelry. I'm more natural than anything, right? And so sometimes when I go to these events, and it doesn't necessarily have to be a convention, I feel out of place. I feel somehow, oh, you're not flashy enough. You should have brought that particular dress. And you know what? I feel that less and less. Not that I've done a lot of events lately, but I believe the last Chicago convention, I probably was the most comfortable in and out of my skin that I had ever been. I didn't wear a lot of makeup. I was very natural and very comfortable. And I said, wow, you have truly grown up. I didn't look outside of myself and say, oh, I wish I looked more like that lady. I wish I was more beautiful. I didn't have any of that comparison of myself to another human being. And I was quite comfortable with who I am and how I was responding to individuals coming up to me. And I thought to myself, wow, you have grown up. And I've been here 29 years. So it's not like I haven't had those moments where I was comfortable. I've had them, but they would always be fleeting. Right. And so this just for today is talking about getting to a point and a place in your own personal recovery where you are able to measure your own maturity by whether or not you're taking responsibility, the extent to which you take responsibility for the maintenance of your spiritual condition. And if you are doing that, you are grown in recovery. You are matured. That doesn't mean you don't have a good time. That doesn't mean you don't have playful moments. You just recognize where your strength is coming from. And I want to tell you that's a huge thing. So today, I want you to use that to your benefit. I want you to use your growth and your maturity, your level of spiritual responsibility to now do what the 12th step says is that we try to carry the message to the addict that still suffers and apply these spiritual principles in all of our affairs. I want you to somehow figure out a way to take what you've developed as a mature, grown person in Narcotics Anonymous and help someone else that is trying to get there. My name is Mighty Stream. I've enjoyed talking to you today. You've been in the flow of the stream, so we are going to go out there and do something mighty with this January the 8th. Make it the best, most beautiful day possible, because if you don't do it for yourself, no one else is going to do it. And now that, folks, is grown up. That is spiritual maturity. Talk to you soon.